What's good, YouTube? I hope that everyone is having a fantastic day. Today is a great day. In fact, we are dropping a new video. Today's video we're actually going to be covering one of, in my opinion, the most creative Pokemon designs. Unfortunately, it's stuck on a Pokemon that not a lot of people choose as their favorite Pokemon or choose to take on the champion with in-game. As you can guess, judging by the thumbnail and the title in today's video, we are going to be talking about Parasect and why I think it is actually one of the more morbid Pokemon designs. If you like this style of video, if you enjoy this series that we're going through, I have a previous video on Alakazam that you should definitely go check out. If this is something that you like, consider hitting that subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. But yeah, let's just get into it. So Parasect, the 47th Pokemon in its very first and original generation. It's the second Pokemon in the Paras evolutionary line. The name Parasect is actually one of the more complicated names in the Pokemon franchise. Combines English words such as parasite and insect. So yeah, very confusing actually. But in fact, this in of itself is a flavor win as we go into the design of Parasect, the origin story. So keep in mind that it is pulling from that parasite idea. It's a grass and bug type. Is supposed to, I guess, be symbolic that it itself is a bug and a fungus, even though like a fungus isn't necessarily a plant. The idea of that fungus, it of course the environment that it likes is kind of a damp, cool, very dense forest. In the anime, hordes of Parasects actually like feast on trees. They drain that tree of all of its nutrients, and then they'll like scatter to another tree, and then they'll like start feasting on that tree. The design of Parasect itself, it actually, if you look at it, it looks it kind of has some spider vibes, but it looks to me more like crustacean-like, almost like a crab. It does have 6 legs, the front 2 being like very prominent claws, like that it could use to grasp some sort of prey or something so that it can like drain its nutrients as well. It has a very prominent mushroom sticking out of its back that is almost shell-like. It has 2 very like ghostly white eyes as well. Parasect itself, the design comes from the fungus, as you can imagine, but not just like any fungus or like just fungus in general. It comes from a very specific kind of fungi. That fungi itself is actually, is it fungus? That fungus itself is the cordyceps fungus, and this cordyceps fungus is actually a very deadly fungus that acts as a parasite, infests a host body, and the host body is usually something along the lines of an ant or some kind of insect, small insect. As a parasite, it like feasts off of this living organism that's alive. Parasites in general, like in nature, they want to have the host body, the thing it's gaining from, it's draining its nutrients. They want the host body to, I guess, be self-sustainable. The parasite itself doesn't want to contribute anything, it just wants to take, it doesn't want to give. Parasect, in of its design, the cordyceps fungus, is not that. It is a parasite that literally wants to take over. When you actually see this insect, picture the fungus as the actual brain of this parasect. I think that design-wise, they do a fantastic job at this by washing out the eyes, making the eyes just this blank ghost white. It's the mushroom that is deciding everything. This thing has taken over this insect body and it is running the show. I really like that they kind of ran with this crab design, even though it's an insect. It creates a very vivid picture to help understand this design. When you think of the cordyceps fungus, when you think of Parasect, think of it as a reverse hermit crab. It like scatters like around until it finds a shell that it can then make its home. Once it gets too big for that home, then it goes on and it finds another shell. It doesn't really like have a single home, and then it goes and finds another one. So when you think of Parasect, just reverse those two and think of the shell as like what the shell is in the hermit crab equation. Think of it making the decisions and trying to find a hermit crab so that the shell can like move around and like feast on its prey and sustain itself. And this is why the Parasect design is actually really morbid. The insect is no more, it's dead. They I think conveyed that well enough in the design with washing out its eyes. What the mushroom does is simply it takes over, and once the insect is like on its last leg, the fungus actually takes over the mind of the insect. I don't know how, it's just like really cool. That way someone smarter can explain it a lot better than I can. But they literally take over the mind of the insect, the whole body. Through that they go and accomplish what they need to accomplish. So they get to like this high spot. They clamp on, if it's like an ant, picture that, it clamps on, and the fungus sprouts out of the body of the ant, and of course it spores and like spreads so that it can reproduce. And that's, to me, one of the most disgusting things known to mankind. So in the Pokemon world, to convey this, when the host body like is about to die, the mushroom takes over fully. It forces it to breed with another Parasect, and the female would then lay the eggs. The fungus actually like coats each egg in its fungus parasitic like stuff, and so when they hatch, then those babies are then infected with the cordyceps fungus, and the cycle just starts anew. It's wild. And so this Pokemon to me is a huge flavor win for a number of perspectives in game. Number one, it has very slow speed. This is very common amongst fungus Pokemon. It is literally a fungus that has taken over an insect's body. Yeah, I mean, it's moving as fast as it possibly can while the host has pretty much died. So it's very slow. Another flavor win is its previously signature move. The move Spore has a 100% accuracy of putting someone to sleep. This was not overpowered because Parasect was terrible in competitive play, but it once was a signature move of Parasect, and I think that is a flavor win. The design itself is one of the more creative, and the fact that it I guess was brought to us in Generation 1 in of itself is really cool and should not be overstated. You know, when this Pokemon was designed, it wasn't simply we need a fungus Pokemon. They dug deeper into it and they said, what's an interesting fungus that we can draw some inspiration from? And I think they found that, and they did it well when they made Parasect. Parasects, you're terrible in battle, will never use you ever, not even once. But I can appreciate your design, and yeah, this is one of my favorite origin stories. So let me know what you thought of the origin story of Parasect down in the comments below. If I missed something, if anything wasn't clear enough, if there's a Pokemon that you want me to cover, let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button while you're scrolling down, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.